everyone. Welcome to another episode of TarotCelebritea with your boy, Ducky. Okay, so today we are going to be doing a reading on the Catholic Church and Vatican City. As many of you all are aware, that Pope Francis unfortunately passed away today. And so y'all know that I do kind of struggle with making these types of videos just because I'm kind of like, man, who am I to do tarot card readings on other people that are much more powerful than I? But, I've been practicing reading tarot cards and honing my intuition for 7+ years now. And there are a lot of people here on different social media platforms that I see that do readings. And I'm like, they don't even know what they're talking about. They don't even know like what the meanings of the cards are. They're not even honing their intuition. And they are talking about like conspiracy theories, but they are talking out of their butt. And they even say that they are talking out of their butt. So like if this person can have 100+ thousand subscribers on YouTube, and I can clearly see that they're doing it just for like monetary purposes or just yeah, just for their own personal purposes, then I can create videos as well and I can disclose what I'm seeing and be more honest and truthful with how I see cards and with my intuition. So that's what we're going to be doing. And since I'm unemployed now, I don't got to worry about some rich billionaire that's going to fire me because of what I say on some YouTube video or anything. So this Gemini is definitely going to show the other side of myself, which is going to be a lot more blunt. I've been more controlled about my blunt honesty. I've always been honest with how I view the cards and with how I'm feeling with my intuition based off of the cards that pop up. But I was always a little bit cognizant and a little bit kind of aware of not wanting to say anything that would ruffle too many feathers just in case, so I wouldn't get fired or anything. But now I don't got to worry about that, y'all. So and also, having fear is something that is not of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I'm gonna have faith over fear any day for Yahweh, okay? So, yeah, please remember that these videos are for entertainment purposes. And why is that? Well, that is because we do not have anyone here to confirm nor deny that what I'm seeing in the cards, how I'm interpreting the cards, whether it resonates with them or does not resonate with them, we just don't know for sure. So just remember to take these videos with a grain of salt. And without further ado, let's get started on this video. So we're gonna start first with some people, the conspiracy theories about Pope Francis opening some kind of a portal on Christmas Eve. And I was like, bad news bears, baby. Like, I don't know. Like, I'd like to think I have the gift of discernment where I can look people in the eyes and immediately tell whether a soul or a person has good intentions or not. And me just looking at Pope Francis's eyes, I don't know. I see some evil, I see some darkness. Let me know if y'all think the same thing. Who knows? Maybe I'm the one with the dark energy and I'm just projecting. That also is a possibility, but I just feel like Pope Francis, there was a lot of evil in there that was hidden from a lot of people. So we're just gonna see. We're gonna see. Did Pope Francis truly have good intentions on Christmas Eve when doing this service, or it was like a ceremonial thing? We got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So with the Page of Wands, yeah. So there's how do I want to say this? I'm getting the sense that And the reasoning behind doing this weird thing, or the ceremony was not really for good intentions based off of the Three of Pentacles card showing up here in reverse. Normally, the Three of Pentacles talks about people wanting to work well together, right? People coming together using their individual set of skills, strengths, and abilities to help the betterment of everyone. But this came in reverse. So I'm getting the sense that, like, Pope Francis maybe was losing power, maybe was losing control over being able to like get along with others. I don't know. There's something going on here within the Catholic Church where this was kind of like I'm hearing like a last resort type of thing in order to make things start to kind of like the wheels start to spin, the cogs to work well together. Um and it didn't, that's kind of what I'm seeing here is just like there was something going on here where they are wanting to create a little bit more of combative energy rather than people working well together. Um, and with the Page of Wands, normally pages do talk about newer, youthful energy. And this is a very social page. You could even see like all of these leaves coming around. There's a lot of movement here. So I'm getting the sense, yes, I feel like part of whatever happened on Christmas Eve was in order to celebrate, was to spark a celebration of something new. And I don't know if many of y'all are aware, but 2025 is a Jubilee year for the Catholic Church. And the Jubilee year is a time of like grace and renewal for the church. So I feel like, yes, part of the intention for this that Pope Francis did was to start off and to celebrate the Jubilee year. But I feel like things did not go well. Things did not go according to plan. Things did not go as they were anticipating. And it might have created more tension in the Catholic Church than celebration, is kind of what I'm seeing. And I have heard that, Pope Francis, shortly after doing this, he got quite ill. So let's see, was part of this what caused Pope Francis to become ill? The Two of Pentacles, yeah. Too much. There was too much for Pope Francis to do with his age, is kind of what I'm seeing. Like you could see even here, like the Two of Pentacles does talk about juggling a lot of things. But if we consider Pope Francis's age of being um, over 80 years old, of course, our body is not able to withstand the same amount of um, challenges as we might have been able to do when we were younger. And I really do feel like this, whatever this whatever happened here, really kind of affected his health. Um, you know, whenever as we get older, we have to be more cognizant and aware that our body requires more time to recuperate and to recover from very strenuous, whether it's physical activities, spiritual activities. They take more of a toll on us as we age. And I really do feel like this is kind of part of the culprit of what happened. So, I don't really want to go too much more on Pope Francis just because I feel like in my spirit and in my heart that I don't want to use this platform to talk about people that have passed or people that have gone through hardships or are enduring a very difficult time, and I just don't feel good making videos about people like that. So we're going to leave it there with that. But what I did want to talk about was kind of what's going to happen now with the Catholic Church now that Pope Francis has passed. So I do also want to talk about, I saw that Father David Michael Moses posted a short reel on YouTube talking about how there's something poetic about Pope Francis passing away the Monday after Jesus Christ has been resurrected. And he sees it as, it's going to be beautiful that Pope Francis is going to see Jesus, now in the afterlife. And yes, I think there is something poetic about that, but I'm going to spin it in a different way. I think it is poetic that, someone who is so revered and idolized, almost like a god, passes away the day after Yahweh is resurrected. To me, that is symbolizing, to me, that's like Yahweh telling Pope Francis and other people to like sit down, humble yourselves, like there ain't no one else but Yahweh, okay? Yahweh's the only way, okay? But I also do know, since this is a tarot card reading channel, I'm gonna get, I'm gonna get opinions from people that are very religious and devoted to their faith, and but I'm also going to get backlash from people that may not be religious at all, don't believe in a higher power. Maybe they do believe in tarot cards and stuff like that. And here I am, reading scripture every day, believing in Yahweh, but I also read tarot cards. And to me, I view it as, these are just pieces of cardboard with art that help me, that are a tool for me to connect with Jesus, with Yahweh. Just like, the Bible is a tool, just like coffee can be a tool to help us gain energy, and coffee is something that can be overdone, overused, and so can any other tool. Just like tarot can be overdone, it can be overused, and some people can even idolize tarot. I don't idolize tarot. I just use the tarot as a tool, okay? But there is something poetic that I was thinking, like, wow, like, I don't I'm not happy that someone has passed away, of course, but there is some kind of like poetic justice in knowing that Yahweh, was resurrected yesterday. And then the next day, someone so big and idolized in a religion passes away. And it's kind of symbolic to me that, he is human. We are all human. None of us are going to be like Yahweh. So we should not try to be like Yahweh. We shouldn't even try to entertain that idea, and instead we should just foster the love that we have for being human and for being connected to the divine, if we do believe in some kind of divine higher power. So that's kind of what I'm seeing, or what I'm going to say with that. There's something poetic about that. Now let's see what's going to happen with the Catholic Church for the rest of this year. Let's see. I'm just going to draw 3 cards. The King of Cups. Yeah, a new king, a new pope is gonna be crowned, of course, of course. Let's keep going. The Wheel of Fortune. And the Nine of Swords. Ooh, okay. So I think, this being a Jubilee year for the Catholic Church, again, this being a year for renewal and grace, I really do see that that's going to happen this year for the Catholic Church. Um, for this first quarter, from April to June, we got the King of Cups energy. King is going to be, a new male figure is going to be placed as the Pope, of course. But this is going to be a very emotionally sensitive, emotionally attuned hope is what I'm seeing. This is going to be someone who's going to be very liberating, very freeing, very enlightening is what I'm seeing because there's a lot of secrets that are done in in Vatican City. There are a lot of secrets, a lot of untold truths in the Catholic religion that are kind of held below or that are kept below the surface. And I really do feel like this Pope is going to be a very enlightening Pope that will really shed light on things that have been held captive, things that have been kept a secret, which is beautiful. That is something that I prayed for this morning whenever I heard that Pope Francis passed away, and I hope that his transition to the spiritual world and to meet Yahweh is a good transition. Um, one of my fears or one of the things that I talk about or that I think about is like, what is Jesus going to think about, whenever I pass away and me making a YouTube video on tarot, quote unquote divination tools. That is one thing that I'm kind of a little bit worried about, when talking to Yahweh after I pass. But, Pope Francis has his own things he's going to have to talk to Yahweh about. But, one of the things that I did pray for was for there to be a blinding light shined upon the Catholic Church to really shed light on a lot of secrets that have been kept hidden and under the surface. And I think that this new Pope is going to really help liberate the Catholic religion from very difficult and negative stereotypes. And then let's see, the next quarter, July to September, we got the Wheel of Fortune. So there's going to be a lot of positive changes from July to September. There's going to be a lot of good fortune, good success. I think this new Pope, whoever is going to be elected and chosen, is going to make a lot of beautiful changes. And then in July to September, there's going to be a lot of good forward momentum for the Catholic religion, which is beautiful. I got a lot of, well, I don't got a lot of friends that are Catholic, but one dear friend of mine that I went to college with, she is such a beautiful representation of, what it means to be Catholic and what it means to be loving and merciful and forgiving and gracious and non-judgmental. And I really feel like this new pope that is going to be coming is going to really help propel the Catholic religion into a more positive lens. So that's what I'm seeing. And then from October to December, there is going to be a little bit of with the Nine of Swords coming in reverse, normally the Nine of Swords talks about anxiety. Look at this angel being restrained, being in a lot of anguish, and they're holding their head. So there's a lot of thoughts that are just very anxiety inducing. But I'm getting this sense with this card coming in reverse, these thoughts that are riddled with anxiety are going to be liberated. I'm getting the sense that, Jubilee, I'm just going to keep saying Jubilee, Jubilee, Jubilee. Jubilee is all about, being full of life and renewed and having this spark. I really think the Catholic Church is going to have a renewed spark this year with this new Pope that is going to be coming, who's going to shed a lot of light on past struggles that the Catholic Church has been dealing with, negative thought patterns that other people have of the Catholic Church. I think this Pope is going to really help counteract those thoughts and turn them back the other way so people can start being like, oh wow, like the Catholic Church isn't all bad. Eh, there are some negatives to it and there's a negative past, but there's a negative past and a treacherous past in almost every single religion and almost every single type of, I guess, mentality or way of thinking. there's no one's perfect is kind of what I'm wanting to say. No one, nobody, nothing is going to be perfect. But I really do think that this new pope is going to shed light on a lot of things that have caused anxiety within the Catholic Church. And towards the end of this year, we're going to see a lot of these anxiety inducing thoughts being freed. And we're going to see the Catholic Church not having so much fear is kind of what's coming to mind, and not having so many worries about what people will think of them as a church and as a religion. So wow, that's exciting. Let's get one oracle card to finish off this video. Water, yes. Look, King of Cups is the King of Water, baby. Okay. Water ebbs and flows. There's a lot of changes going on, but emotionally, I think this is going to be a super big year for the Catholic Church and for a lot of people that are either Catholic or have been thinking of converting to Catholicism. I really think this is going to be a very good, pivotal, emotional change for how people are going to feel towards Catholics, towards the Catholic Church. And yeah, wow, that's exciting. So yeah, let me know what you thought of this reading of this video. I'm so excited to see what's going to happen for the Catholic Church. Um, I'm not religious at all in any way, but I do read scripture daily. And I also read tarot cards and I meditate, practice yoga, all that good stuff, blah, blah, blah. Enough about me. But yeah, so that's kind of me. And since I do read scripture, I did want to read a verse. So we're just gonna read a verse. Well, not my towel falling. Okay, I'm gonna take that as symbolic as clean it up. It's the Catholic religion is gonna be cleaned up this year, baby. Okay, love it. So we're gonna finish off with one Bible verse. If you are not comfortable with this, of course, you can stop watching now. Yes, this is for those who are just interested to see what I see, what I read. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. The Lord answers. Habakkuk. I've never opened my Bible to this book, so I'm so sorry if I mispronounced the name. So let's read the whole thing actually. The Lord answers, behold ye among the heathen, and regard, and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told you. For, lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess their dwellings that are not theirs. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. Their horses also are swifter than the leopards and are more fierce than the evening wolves. And their horsemen shall spread of themselves, and their horsemen shall come uh, from far. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat. They shall come all for violence. Their faces shall sup up as the east wind, and they shall gather the captivity as the sand. And they shall scoff as the kings, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them. They shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it. Then shall his mind change, and he shall pass over and offend, imputing this his power unto his God. Wow. So to me, what I'm thinking is I first read they are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. So there are some terrible and dreadful things done in the Catholic Church. And those people, some of those people that have done dreadful and terrible things, their history shall continue. They will not be able to live down whatever they did. And the Lord is going to answer to them differently than to those who follow the Catholic Church and who try and follow his statutes to the best of their ability. But I really do think this year is going to be, this being a Jubilee year, the Lord is going to answer to a lot of people in the Catholic Church. So we are going to see a lot of things emerging, a lot of people being freed up and liberated by maybe secrets that they were not able to tell because other people were kind of blackmailing them in some kind of manner. So, oh wow, we shall just wait and see what happens. Remember, these videos are for entertainment purposes. But that's all I'm seeing here. If you got any requests of what you would like for me to read or to do videos of, feel free to drop it below. I can't guarantee that I can make every single requested video, but now that I got more free time, I'm hoping I will feel more motivated to make more videos. I am still kind of resting, letting my body rest from, working in a very demanding job. So, yeah, I just ask that y'all be patient with me in getting ready to upload more videos more frequently. But I am hoping to make more videos and uploading frequently again. So, um, feel free. Let me know what you thought of this video. If any of this kind of like, what are your thoughts on some of my opinions of what I said in this video and how I interpreted the cards. I always love hearing other people's interpretations and opinions. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. It makes me feel so happy and motivated to continue making videos for y'all. And remember to take care of yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, sexually, and financially. Love and respect yourselves and others as best as you can. And as always, stay hydrated. I'm going to drink me this hibiscus tea and relax. And thank y'all again so much for watching. And I'll see y'all on the next video. Bye.